Whoso would be a man must be a nonconformist. Let me say that again. Whoso would be a man must be a nonconformist. These were words written decades ago by Ralph Waldo Emerson in his essay, Self-Reliance. Of course, they're a bit sexist and outdated in that regard, but they're powerful, even today. As I was reading these words last night, they struck me particularly hard, in the sense that I'd been thinking and writing on this subject for a while. And I came of the opinion that our individuality and our happiness that would come with expressing our individuality is more often than not suppressed by conformity. And in that regard, I can kind of consider conformity a scourge on your greatness. You see, I believe that you are great and that there's something placed inside you that you're supposed to do on this planet. And conformity is one of the things that distracts you from that purpose and distracts you from the joy that is associated with that purpose. Now, when I talk about conformity in that regard, I'm not talking about breaking the law per se. I understand that the social contract we function under requires us to follow laws, to agree on what side of the road to drive on, to not steal from each other, to not kill each other, things of that nature. That's not the kind of non-conformity I'm talking about. I'm not talking about hurting others. I'm talking about being you. I'm talking about not hurting yourself by conforming to ideals of what you're supposed to do, beliefs you're supposed to have because you were raised that way, the type of relationships you're supposed to have because those are the relationships you've been taught to have. The list goes on and on and on. But all those things, every single one of them, distracts from you and your greatness. And my belief is that you need to buck individuality. You need to buck conformity and ride your individuality. And I think, getting back to these words hitting me so hard last night when I read them, is I also thought about the power that nonconformists can have in this world. Think about it. Loving nonconformists, so to speak, nonconformists that didn't harm anyone, like Martin Luther King, Rosa Parks, Nelson Mandela. Their nonconformity changed the world. Their nonconformity in their own each individual way helped the planet evolve to become a better place. And that's powerful. I hope that hits you as hard as it hit me, because it's really telling about what we can do when we step out of the bounds of conformity. It's not just about how we wear our hair, the color of the hair, the clothes we wear. It's not all that nonconformity is about. It's about being your greatest self in spite of the pressures to conform. Because like those great people, those great nonconformists I just mentioned, you have the opportunity to be just as great, as long as you don't let conformity get in the way of your individuality. I hope this was of value, and I hope you're having a great day, my friend. All the best.